Now, we've also got the physiological aspect, the variables that underpin the physiological adaptations that you're aiming to achieve. You know, whether or not it's the heart rate and the respiratory rate, or the way in which your body is able to exhaust CO2 or utilize oxygen. These are all variables we want to optimize and improve upon, because these are ultimately the underlying markers that you want to affect. You know, a lot of us are thinking about physique and performance results. You want to look better in a bathing suit, have the six-pack, or whatever you think a great physique looks like. That may be what you're thinking about already. Or it's performance. I know a lot of you are geared towards being the heaviest lifter in the weight room or the fastest runner when you go out for your runs. Now, I want you all to know that whether it's physique or performance you guys are aiming to achieve, these are physiological adaptations. And you can't forget that. You can't bypass that. And you can't think of it really in any other way, because if all you're thinking about are the physique and performance outcomes, you're going to forget about the importance, or you're going to forget about the critical nature of these physiological processes going on within you and around you that ultimately drive those physique and performance benefits. Now, just to give you an example, the term itself, tone, when people think about a style of body they'd like to achieve, I hear often people want a more toned physique. Not knowing, in fact, that tone has little to do with the physique itself or what the body looks like. Your muscle tone, or tonality, or even more accurately stated, the tonus of a muscle, is your muscle's ability to respond to a demand. So, the muscle's tone really is how well it can respond, or how ready it is to respond to any demand placed upon it. Now, that has maybe a little bit to do with the physique, but more importantly, it has to do with what your body's able to do at a muscle physiological level. Now, this is long talk for looking better and feeling better and doing better. I get that, but I want you to take into account these factors, because you're going to learn about them, and you're going to learn how to adjust them and tune them so that you get more of what you want and you get it faster. So think about not just the look and the performance, but what is the look and performance? Ultimately, it's physiology. So we've got to improve your body's physiology as well as your brain physiology, because now we're going to get into your psychology, because if you're not enjoying this process or experiencing the process as well as the results in an enjoyable manner, then you're not going to sustain the process, and the chances are you may find yourself going back to a day one. Now, what does that mean? I mean, if you're getting the results, why wouldn't you be happy? Well, there's a lot of people that ultimately achieve the result they either thought they wanted, or they achieved the result by such a process that it wasn't sustainable, that they didn't feel good about how they got there. So first and foremost, we must begin tuning the psychological variables and sub-variables. They're going to help you stay focused on the process by keeping in mind a very rich idea, a clear and compelling idea for the future towards which you're moving. It's called a motivation. That's what you want, a psychological motivation. Up front, top of mind, nearly all the time, to keep you thinking about what it is you're ultimately doing and why it is you're ultimately doing it. And so between those variables, you call them